Hi guys, this is Jiggy, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So in this episode, we're going to be creating a classic portrait using one light, an affordable light source, and the cheapest modifier that I could find in the studio, which is this. A 1x2x4 styrofoam board that costs less than $5. Alright, let's do this! So I will be using the Phottix Juno Li60 as my main source of light today. This is a sub $100 flash, and the beautiful thing about this one for that price point is that it already has a built-in receiver, plus it doesn't run on normal AA batteries. It runs on a lithium-ion battery pack like this. So which gives me faster recycle times and longer duration. More shots per charge. It also comes with this fantastic dome diffuser, which we're going to be using a lot today. You can also opt to use a cheaper flash that doesn't have a built-in receiver. All you need to do is use this one. This is a sample of the older triggers and receivers. If your flash doesn't have a built-in receiver, you will need to have an external receiver like this that mounts on the hot shoe, and a trigger that mounts on top of your camera. But since, for the purpose of this demo, I won't be using the external triggers anymore since my flash has a built-in receiver, I will use now the Phottix Odin Lite. The nice thing about using this Phottix Odin Lite is that I can control wirelessly all my flash settings without having to physically go to the flash. If you use this trigger, you will have to go to the flash manually to adjust the power, the zoom, and all those things. Of course, it doesn't really affect the image quality, but it's just for convenience. And this is, I think, less than $100 also. So for this set, it's about a $200 set, but you could easily get one with a trigger and receiver and a cheaper flash for less than $100, and it should work the same way. Okay, so this trigger, we're gonna get rid of it because we're not gonna be using it. But I will keep the receiver here for the purpose of being able to install the flash on the light stand. However, this Phottix Juno also has a nice option. It's got a built-in screw that you can put in the spigot here and mount it directly to a light stand like that. Now, the only downside of this one is that it's vertical, but if I want it horizontal, then that's why I'm keeping this one here, this receiver, just so that I can mount it here. Okay. The cheaper option would be a cold shoe, though I've broken so many flash units already because of that cold shoe. So the camera that I will be using will be my trusty A7R Mark III with the Zeiss Batis 135 2.8 lens installed. Okay, so let's start shooting. Okay, so I want to thank my lovely wife again, Coco here, for being my model today. So what's going on here with the setup now? What I did was I put the styrofoam reflector, the styrofoam modifier that we're going to be using today, on a reflector holder just so that no one needs to hold it. But of course, you could just have somebody holding it for you. I have the collapsible backdrop in the back just to give me a good black background. The first thing that you need to do is set your exposure. Now, obviously, I don't want any of the ambient light to be seen, so I will be setting my exposure to kill my ambient light. So I'll put my camera on manual. All right, put it on maybe 1/200 or 160, which is the flash sync speed of this flash to this camera. Put my ISO on 100 and maybe my aperture at f4. So now, if you guys want to see, I don't see anything anymore. So that means all the light that I will be getting from now on will be coming from my flash. But for me to be able to see it, you have to make sure that you set your live view effect settings off in your Sony cameras just so you can see what you're shooting. All right, you mind holding this, please? Okay. Model plus assistant. So what we're gonna do with this light is we're gonna try to mimic one big source of light to give very, very nice soft light. So by doing that, I will be placing the flash here. So the flash will pop here and then it's supposed to go back towards her, giving this nice, really nice soft classic light. All right, so my white balance, what am I gonna set it to? I'm gonna set it, basically, I know the white balance of this flash is about 5,000 Kelvin. As I said earlier, my trigger can control the power of my flash. So I put it on group A, channel 4, so that's what I'm controlling now. But the essential thing, again, so I'm gonna press zoom. I don't know if you guys can see it there. I'm gonna press zoom. I'm gonna put it at 20 millimeter. The reason why I'm putting it at 20 millimeter is so that I can use the entire surface of this modifier to create a bigger light source, because the bigger light source, the softer the light. So now I'm gonna set my power. Right now it's set at 1/2 power here, which I'm pretty sure is overexposed, but I will show you guys anyway. Mind profiling, there. So if it's a bit overexposed. Now, with flash photography, if it's overexposed or underexposed, you don't touch the settings of your camera anymore because you've already set it. So what I will do to get the exposure that I want is to bring down the power. So right now, from 1/2, maybe I'll bring it down to 1/8. And let's see how this one looks like. Can you give me this shoulder? There, then face. Yes, that's it, that's it. I like that better. Good. Oh, how nice, there we go. I think we're getting the proper exposure ready. And since you guys might be wondering why my wife is wearing a scarf and shades, we're trying to do this Audrey Hepburn classic image. I don't know if I might convert this one to black and white afterwards in post, but we'll see. Very nice. So let's take one more shot. Tilt your head this way. Chin going there. Good. Chin down. Good. All right. So the direction of my light is nice. It's perfect. It's giving me good light, but it's not as dynamic as how I want it to be. So can you hold this, please? Maybe I would move this off. Try that same pose, please. And I just moved the light, but we're using the same pose. Nice, very nice. Okay, so with this, I'm liking it already, though I think that we could do better. We need a bit of more separation from the black background, but how do we do that with just one light? So, okay, let's try this one. What if I use this light as a hair light now? Okay, but for me to be able to use this as a hair light, maybe I should make it now horizontal. That's why I didn't want to remove the trigger, so I can put this one here. Okay, horizontal. Put it up higher just so that it misses her and focuses a lot of the light here, then it should bounce back towards her. So we'll bring this up higher now. Okay. Then, to reduce the spill on her head, I'm gonna adjust my zoom. I'm gonna make it to 200 millimeter. Profile going here, there, that's it, beautiful. Chin down, please. Oh, that's such a nice image, huh? Maybe this time give me a full profile. There, that's it. Up too much? There, okay, perfect, good. Lean forward a bit, chin down. Very nice. But if we're gonna do that, maybe I could put the light over here, just so that I'm lighting just this side of the face. Make it more dramatic. And move the light here. Okay. Wow. So while my wife is fixing her scarf, I will go through what it is that you saw. You'd notice that there was a lot of trial and error there in order for me to be able to get the vision or the image that I envisioned. At first, I started off with this one right in front of her. It mimicked very nice natural window light. The problem was I was getting too much reflection on her shades caused by this one. So that I wasn't too happy about. It was nice, but I wasn't entirely happy. Then I did this light as a hair light with this, with the modifier again being right in front of her, which again caused the reflection on her shades. So when I finally found that post, that profile, which removed that problem, having this light in the back hitting that and then bouncing back to their face gave me the image that we're really looking for. So now we're playing around with just different looks, and okay, so let's go. All right, babe. Okay, so that's it. A very, very simple one light setup, cheap, very cheap portrait lighting setup. This is less than $5. This entire setup is about $100, or we could get one for less. And all you have to do is have a little bit of imagination, a lot of trial and error, and eventually you will come to that image that you envisioned. So